Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Movie studios often remake great films that are difficult to improve upon, but what if they did the opposite? What bad film could be made into a great film if it were to be remade? I would like to see someone take a crack at the Percy Jackson stories. The movies they made were awful, just awful. The big three. The Percy Jackson movies, the Last Airbender movie and the biggest, the Arago movie. That's weird, there's this big blank space in your comment between Jackson movies and the biggest. Was it for suspense, or am I going partially blind? Edit, I get it, this joke has been made before, and that makes the more bitchy of you fill up with tiny rage. I don't care. I feel like a series on Netflix would be super cool. And Percy Jackson is immediately what came to mind. When 12-year-old me watched it for the first time, a part of me died that very day. I've heard before that the makers of Avatar, The Last Airbender should do an animated version of Percy Jackson for Netflix. I think that would be so cool. The Golden Compass. Fuck that shit. The BBC are doing a series and I can't wait. I once went to a talk by Philip Pullman who expressed his disappointment in the Golden Compass. This was around the time GOT had started and he said he wished for them to do a full TV series with it, maybe with one book per series. I'm glad they're making it happen. Those books were so much deeper and went further than the movie ever let on. BTW, as an American I had to go find some beans for breakfast after reading. The Dark Tower, epic 7 Kelvin page Stephen King masterpiece that was filed down to a 1.5-hour piece of actual garbage. For what it's worth, I went to see the movie with zero knowledge about the books. I liked the movie, I loved the world, I bought all the books the next day and loved them. So at least Dark Tower gained one new fan. Ah, that's very interesting. All I've heard is everybody who loves the books slating the movie. Good perspective to come at it with no prior knowledge. I'm gonna watch it now. Just rewatched The Lagolias last night. For a terrible TV movie, it has so much potential. The short story is wonderful, but boy do they make a lot of bad Stephen King movies lol. Some things that work great in a reader's imagination are extraordinarily difficult to translate to film. Was that the one where they were stuck at an airport? Suicide Squad. Give it an R rating. Replace the villain with something more appropriate. The whole point of the Suicide Squad is to give plausible deniability when it comes to Black Ops. Cut the stupid side characters. There's a beam in the sky that'll end the world. We must assemble our mightiest heroes. Crocodile Dude and the hot chick with a bat. Drunken Amanda Waller enters a Pentagon briefing room. What you gonna do when Superman comes knocking on your door ***. Pentagon official, Ms. Waller, you're completely out of order. It's okay baby, don't worry, I got a god lady on our side, much stronger than Superguy. Pentagon official, a god on our side. What can she do? Fucking steal shit from anywhere in the world, watch. Do it lady. Amanda Waller jabs Enchantress with a wooden pointer while shouting, "Git on or die." Enchantress vanishes. Moments later Amanda answers her phone quietly but loudly. Ah shit. Ah fuck. Really? Ah shit. Fuck. Pentagon official, what's going on? Okay, it might have been a bad idea to blackmail a god with death. She's loose and goosey. But it's okay baby. What are you going to do when a god lady with a vendetta against US comes cocky on your door? Pentagon official, okay, someone needs to take her home. Let's get Superman on the phone. As Amanda Waller is dragged out she's shouting belligerently, one guy is a crocodile. One guy has a boomerang. I fucking hate rope. Wait. One lady is a deranged psychopath who dresses like a clown. Scene. The Arago movie was atrocious compared to the books. The worst part was when they killed the Rozak, or whatever they are called, in the first movie. They played a huge role. Stupid movie, would love a remake. So the author kept both of these things alive, seems they're the last two of the species. But I doubt he has anything important planned with them for future books in the series. Go ahead and kill one. Glad you liked the books. D. Christopher, please get Netflix to make a big budget TV series of your books. They translate so well into 10 to 14 episode seasons and could capitalize on the Game of Thrones crowd looking for more dragons and magic. Just saying, I wanna see that show. P.S. Loved the series. You have a real knack for creating magic systems. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Fantastic comic series with almost unlimited potential, and they made an abysmal film out of it. It was bad enough that even though the film made money, they knew a sequel wouldn't. Sadly, it was basically Sean Connery's last film role, and that's a shitty one for him to go out on. I still have a dream that he plays the villain in a Bond film, but I think that ship long sailed due to age and lack of interest on his part. Honestly, if you divorce the movie from the original source material and just take it for what it is, without judging it based on the visual effects available at the time, it's still a pretty fun and enjoyable movie. Or is it just me? Not just you. Though I never knew it was a comic. I found it fun and would always watch it when popped up on TV. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is a concept that is amazing and becoming more and more impossible as a film adaptation due to the nature of film copyright law. A team of spies made up of public domain figures will never not be cool, and it's unfortunate that the public domain has only shrunk in my lifetime. Yay, I was actually kind of excited to hear about the Dark Universe because of those old school monsters, but the mummy shit the bed. I liked the League as a kid and kinda hoped to see more of it, but oh well. I want a good version of Spawn. They keep talking about a remake and then nothing fucking happens. I loved John Leguizamo as Clowny though, he was a great disgusting piece of annoying trash, and I just don't know how you follow that up. Wouldn't mind seeing some significant updates to the special effects, but they were really cutting edge at the time. I remember watching Access Hollywood specials on how it was made before it came out. Jai White has aged well, so he could still be a pretty dope Spawn too. Cirque du Freak. Anybody that was a fan of the books will tell you how upsetting that movie was. Guess that applies for a ton of book adaptations though. Was scrolling till I found this comment: the whole Darren Shan saga needs adapting properly either as movies or a TV show. And then I want Demoter. Anybody that was a fan of the books will tell you how upsetting that movie was. You know how book readers, in general, will say the book, was better. Well, I never really understood that because I'm not a big book reader. Then I read Cirque du Freak. Then I watched the movie. Jesus, fuck. Green Lantern 100%. A character with that power set, passionate director and enthusiastic writer can birth a good DC film. Dude, I say this about all the DC movies. Their problem isn't the universe or the characters or that Marvel beat them to it or any of the other 100 excuses people use. DC just sucks at getting people to make good movies. All of them would rock if they just tried. Instead we get Green Lantern and Suicide Squad and the 30th Batman reboot, /. The weirdest thing is they found magic with The Dark Knight, then did a reboot as soon as Nolan left so they could ham-fist a cinematic universe. Seemed completely unnecessary. Man on Fire with Diesel Washington is a remake of a terrible Scott Glenn 1987 version. Same plot just with Tony Scott's amazing style and great performances from Diesel and Fanning. The Bible says to forgive. Forgiveness is between them and God. I am here to arrange the meeting. I don't care what people say, that line is awesome. Crease's art is death, and he's about to paint his masterpiece. I have never been so offside with the official Rotten Tomatoes score as with this film. 39%. Fuck you. I know tastes are subjective, but that is objectively wrong. Yay, the movie was so different from everything else when it came out that I think it threw reviewers off. It's aged really well. Probably my favorite Diesel movie. Disney's The Black Cauldron. Even if you don't think it was a dab film, a remake would definitely help make the original or at very least the story more known. Would like to see the whole series done. Hancock could have been so much better than it was. Oddly, the first half of Hancock was excellent. It was towards the end that the story seemed rushed and nonsensical. Did D&D write the screenplay for Hancock? I know this is joke, but apparently Vince Gilligan actually wrote the original screenplay. Yes. Hancock is always the movie I mention when ranting about remaking flawed movies to my wife and kids. The premise is interesting and parts of the movie are great, but overall it just doesn't live up to the concept. I would love to see it rewritten and remade. There is so much potential there. Adored the first half. The world does not have enough drunken superheroes. Its second half felt tacked on. Like they didn't even think about a romance plot and then were like actually she's the most important character. I always said that Hancock was 2 full movies smashed into one. It should have been 1 movie of Hancock coming to terms with being a hero, and then a sequel that dealt with his origin and Charlize Theron's character. Hancock felt like 2 movies at once. First it was a comedy about a super hobo, then it was some weird story about gods among men who are attracted to each other by an invisible force. Also the plot twist of that family mother turning out as a superpowered being totally came out of nowhere.